In this product specialist speculation video, I will be discussing the Omega lock and the Nazi connections. You heard it right, the Nazi connection and the Omega lock. Since the release of the Transformers: The Last Night's Super Bowl trailer and prior snippet trailers, such as the 2-minute trailer, both have shown brief images of an object, which has created a lot of trending discussions on social media along the Transformers community and been asked also in my prior channels. Could the Nazis have played a role in the Transformers' origins? Like I said, this is a Transformers speculation page. Everything you will see in this channel is speculation and has not been confirmed and most likely won't be. These movies, sometimes the speculation is actually better. Now let's begin. Being that this is a very different topic, we're talking Nazis and Transformers, so I kind of got to be careful, if you feel me. I'm going to describe the Nazi Party rising to power, their obsession with UFO and extraterrestrial technology, and also the bell itself, which I believe is connected through the last night of the origins of this movie. We'll start with the Nazi Empire real briefly, if you're not educated. The Nazi Empire rose into power. Hitler appointed himself around 1933, just to get without getting too much in detail. But the Nazis were able to rise in power, being that the result of World War I and also the Great Depression. Germany and Hitler basically rose into power with his Nazi Party, and he brought hope and a sense of urgency back to the German people at their lowest peak, which is usually how dictators rise into power. He promised them that he would strengthen the economy, provide new jobs, and restore the reputation of the German race. That's a little briefing. Now the obsession with UFO technology. The swastika is a ancient alien symbol, basically Buddhist and Hindu roughly. I'll go over it kind of briefly. Adolf Hitler was obsessed with extraterrestrial technology. The NASA program was a United States program, but it wasn't. We gave all most of their scientists immunity, the Nazi Party, to basically withhold the Russians and the Communist Party from taking all their ideas. And we was like, hey, we'll give you immunity. You come work for us. Then we ended up hitting up the moon project with the NASA program, but it was always rumored that the Nazis were one of the first ones to send a rocket to outer space. And I can't remember the gentleman's name that ran the space program, and it was always said, where did you get all this technology and all this power? And he always pointed up to the sky and said from them, which could be extraterrestrial technology. Michael Bay could be putting this in the Transformers, but let me go back to it. Adolf Hitler read a book called The Coming of a Race, which he became obsessed with the supernatural and also the supernatural and its technology. A race that was possessed with the intent of claiming the world for their own and world domination. Hitler was fascinated by the legendary mythical tales of Buddhist and Hindu legends of the reptilian world, an underground society. If you're not familiar with the reptilians, they are rumored, if you watch the conspiracy videos and all that stuff, the reptilians, some people believe, are shapeshifters that are all the 1% in control of the world power. And Hitler was obsessed with this being. And Hitler believed in this world that once the time was right, that the reptilian power would rise to the surface from the earth. That they were a race that controlled the world way back in the day, and basically were about to be extinct and went into hiding underground. And they would rise into power from the surface and wanted to become an alliance. So when they did emerge, that he could be allies with them and he could rule the entire world and basically split command or maybe be second in command, because he looked at them as who he wanted to be, and that was a god. The Beast Wars. The reptilian humanoids who apparently branch off from ancient raptor types. I mean, I think of the Dinobots. I think of the beast mode, maybe the three-headed dragon. Okay, let's move on to the cool part, the bell. Or also, Die Glock. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I doubt I am. I can't say it with the German accent. Was a top-secret Nazi scientific technology device, secret weapon. Or Wonderwolf. I don't think I probably said that correctly either, to tell you the truth. In English, the Wonder Weapon. It was a secret weapon that was basically, if all hell broke loose, it would be the weapon that would save and end the war for the Nazis' benefit. it was rumored. Let's be honest. We have Black Ops stuff now. You know the Nazis did. I mean, look at all the. We still talk about them to this day. They were technology advanced, far superior by anything on the earth at that time during the 1930s, mid 40s. It wasn't even close. Hitler thought in his eyes that he would be a god, and you can see it in Ancient Aliens on the History Channel. You know where I'm getting at. That. What if they're trying to say that he was connected to the Transformers? Okay? So what I'm getting at is that what if Michael Bay made the wonder weapon that the Nazis were trying to build and the Omega key, because as a Stargate or as a keyhole, one of the two. Either to open something, the Stargate, it's both. The Stargate will display both. It's a lock to unleash something or open something greater. Unleash hell or open something beautiful, in my eyes. Like maybe Unicron Primus, but with their own twist. But with the Quintessa and Prime connection. They were describing patterns of metal spread out through this bell. Kind of like it was on a chain of like, holographic stuff. Maybe kind of similar to the Cybertronian metal that was spread out through the galaxies after Optimus destroyed it, again in Dark of the Moon. Or maybe the metal pattern concerning KSI, which maybe Megatron's involved, but I'll get into that later. But you get where I'm trying to describe. It could be a connection there. Then, once you connect both those, this movie has always been rumored to be around time travel. It hasn't been confirmed. It's either they're showing us futuristic stuff, which I think they have been, or it is focused on time travel. So, here's where I think the connection breaks the point. When Optimus leaves Earth at the end of Age of Extinction to meet his creators, he set forth with the seed, the Matrix of Leadership, either the Sentinel shield, which you see him flying when Bumblebee knocks him with the hammer, or the sword. I have been, from day one, believed this was a sword. I know I'm taking a lot of heat from it, but I think it's tied into the King Arthur. The Rethink Your Heroes, he is holding the sword, and that sword is Crystal Day right in front. The background has a sword. I think that is the connection. But when I was reading about the Transformers Prime, the fourth theory, it said, Smokescreen and I can't remember who, but had to come together to find the fourth one. What if the fourth one in the Transformers The Last Night lore, the fourth key is the relic, which the humans have possession now? Now think about this. After World War II, I think that scene with who is rumored, and I also think could be Warpath, what if that was actually maybe protecting, I want to say more fighting with the good guys, but you don't know. But what if the Nazis were fighting that building, and which was confirmed to be Winston Churchill's former house, and the British people were not too happy about, especially the veterans. And Michael Bay straight up said that Winston Churchill will be happy and will laugh at this if he knew the details. What if at that time, that when the war was coming to an end, the Western powers swooped up that relic that the Nazis had in their possession? Again, they described their bell as, their ultimate super weapon, which is the Omega Lock for Transformers lore. What if the humans, the Western powers, took it? Hence, British mythology. Let's be honest, the United States is just a newer version of Western power, of the Great Empire, right? And it is tied into secret societies. And what if they did use this, they kept this in this possession and remained in contact, which they talked about through the ages when Sir Anthony Hopkins described the part of the dragon, that's been the connection why they keep coming back here, is that it's still, in a way, being monitored. Now, what if Quintessa, again, I'm throwing this out there, has just been sitting there and waiting, kind of like they've rumored to be the Nazis, right? And she's just been watching her creation that is Optimus and almost taunting him in a way with the Dark of the Moon, the relic, everything. Almost like to manipulate him, knowing that when he went to space, knowing he was going to find her, almost like it was all planned for the prophecy. To Optimus to find all this stuff, to know that maybe it's time to go meet him, because obviously staying here is not helping. He's going to meet him and settle this completely. And when he leaves, almost like a space bridge was opened, and now you see Cade Yeager and Colonel X-Men. In my opinion, I think Cade looks younger. I think Cade might be playing a younger role. Again, it's speculation. I don't think he's playing the current Cade Yeager. I think this is back with time travel again. That basically when Optimus left to meet his creators, everything all transformed the complete opposite array and negative, and they said that they would be waiting for humanity to take over itself to reclaim its throne again. Kind of like a never-ending war. Hence, the war between the Transformers and humanity itself. And humanity is facing extinction, hence Age of Extinction. And this could have been the connection where basically, again, humanity's great in secret societies and the Omega Lock all make the connection to each other, all through time travel. If you look right here, this little... we'll call it like it's called the giant, the sphere, or whatever. It looks exactly like the Omega Key, like a gateway. Again, can make the connection to Stonehenge. Looks like a gateway. Then you make the connection to the Omega Key. All three are connected. What if those things are all relics in a way? Like basically the seed goes into Stonehenge. The Matrix goes into this part with the Nazis. Egypt with the Matrix, which is confirmed in Transformers Prime, and in the first one, that those are all the keys, and the fourth one is the relic. And I think that's where the Omega Key comes in, is that is the connection with it. Basically, humanity's greed is so evil, and we've been doing this to itself to unleash Quintessa for world domination. So for her to unleash the ultimate weapon of Optimus Prime, which has all of Optimus's fierce warrior competities, but zero remorse. Or it says rethink your heroes. What if in time travel, again, Megatron with the KSI, he flip-flopped all of it, transforming into space with the KSI technology connected to the bell, which was describing that metal and the little chain part I was describing with the the KSI, their transformation, everything. What if he was able to transform in time and wait for Optimus to leave? Because at the very end, he also said, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, I'm reborn. Okay? So what if he left, right? And came back, and this was all part of the prophecy. He came back with a new body. Quintessa's in control with Prime, and now the war has begun. So basically, that this was all a part of the prophecy. Again, with Dark of the Moon, the human element was they teamed up with the Decepticons. Now it's them versus ours. And either it's almost like the humans are willing to destroy half of humanity to get rid of the Transformers. And the best way to get rid of the Transformers is either to transport in time, knowing the prophecy, making the connections, using Optimus Prime, the ultimate hero, for humans, Autobots, as the enemy.
Forgive me.